Okay, so I just watched the second version of the woman. She's the one that got punched in the mouth in New York. So she has a TikTok channel, right? She's adorable. She's a beautiful woman. Okay, and she's in the military, and somebody made comments on the video where she, was explaining what happened to her in New York when she got punched in the mouth randomly by a man she never knew, never met, who walked in front of her, was behind her, walked in front of her to the side, and actually stepped on her feet, and then claimed that she stepped on his feet. He initially went up to a man who was 10 feet ahead and said, "This your bitch?" And of course, the coward ass man was like, "No, she's not with me." And he was trying to see, would anybody defend her, and and wanted to make sure there wasn't any men that would come and check his ass, right? So the man said no, and literally in the comment section, there's talking about how she's in the military. Couldn't she have stopped it? No, because in New York, I just found out later that they just passed something where she could conceal carry, with the exception. But what's that gonna do? She gonna shoot a man like who is making threats with her? She might know how to shoot a gun, right? But in New York, there was a restriction. You could not conceal carry. So even if she wanted to, at the time that happened, she could not defend herself with a firearm. So that's out the window. So what does her being in the military have anything to do with this random man walking up and punching her in the mouth? So are we socially going to chastise and re-victimize the victim? Like, are as a society, are we on the side of the hostile, the person that inflicted injury on this other? Are we really about that life concerning this woman? Like, come on. And where is it okay? Where is it okay for this random dude to walk up and punch her in the mouth? Now, I personally think, because she does have because she's a very attractive woman. She literally is supermodel material. She's 6'2". She's very slim, curvy, voluptuous at the same time. Just a beautiful woman, right? So it's possible that this man might have seen her on social media, had been stalking her. She probably didn't even know he was stalking her, right? She knew, like, he had probably fucking found her out, because this is what these weirdo dudes on YouTube do, or on social media do, on TikTok and what have you. They stalk you. They'll stalk you, and you don't know they're stalking you. That's why women who have a social media presence, right? You need to be even more diligent and more careful about protecting yourself, because you may not know who is watching you, but they are watching you. They know where you are. They they're stalking. You might not know they're stalking because they haven't said anything up until that moment when he came up to her, but most likely, I feel, this is what my gut is telling me, that this man knew her from TikTok. And a lot of these men have very jealous and obsessive natures, right? This is a mental issue, right? So in his head, he knows her. In his head, a lot of these men, in their head, they have already built a relationship, even though you've never met them, never spoke to them, never greeted them, never said hi, bye, nothing. They, in their head, have already established a relationship with you. So women have to be extremely cautious and understand that this is the dynamic we're living in a social media era, is that these men know you. You do not know them. So it's possible that he knew her. So even if you have a social media presence like she does, and she's gorgeous, she does her little clips like a lot of women do and men do. It's fun. It's fun for them to do it. However, there are some very mentally ill people out here. very obsessive, and in their minds they've already built a relationship with you, even though you've never met them one day in your life, not one moment in your physical 3D life. You've never met them. These men have already established in their minds that, you know, you're their woman, you belong to them in their minds, and that they can treat you and do to you anything they want to do to you. So even though you're shocked because you've never met him, he's met you through social media. A lot of these men have. Be careful. Be careful. And like I said, I'll reiterate, if you're in a state that has no carry law, make sure you have bear spray, something to protect yourself with. I'm just saying, like, this was very unfortunate for her, and she's being victimized all over again on social media. So not only did she physically got accosted and assaulted, right? In the real world, she's also being verbally assaulted in social media. Where does that even make sense? And her being in the military has absolutely nothing to do with her walking down the streets of New York. Can she take an AR and or AK-47? Can she walk down the streets and start blowing people away? No. So her military life is a whole separate life. Her military work life is a whole separate life from her social life, her social media life, and her real life. So quit blaming her for being in the military and not doing anything. And if she had, then what? We'd be hearing a whole nother story about how she blew this so-called innocent man away on the streets. This crazy military chick. So let's stop playing those games. Let's stop playing those games on social media. Quit attacking this woman.